Hey everyone, we are doing a podcast finally this evening, and I'd like to keep this separate from the gaming content, so if you guys would go ahead and respect that, I would appreciate that, and like if you have political questions, just try to address those on the content that we have for that, leave comments or whatever it may be on that content, and don't bring that over into the gaming, and vice versa. So basically this is going to be a whole separate side of the channel that we're doing for podcasting. And I finally am possibly getting into politics here with and that's something that I have always followed and paid attention to, but I never really actually got into it as far as making content. I've been wanting to do podcasts anyway, and I have a lot to talk about on the subject, so I think that it's actually really just important for me to start talking about it and doing these things. Just important. So, all right, there we go. We have sound. I just wanted to go ahead and get a good line going so I could hear it back, and there's my sound check. We are good to go. Okay, guys. So let's get... I'm gonna make sure chat functions for you guys in case anybody wants to come in and talk. We're gonna react to something here. The purpose of this is to react to a video from a while back. So we're gonna talk about some things relating to Donald Trump. And we're going to talk about while he was president. And we're going to talk about basically how much he does lie. And we're also going to talk about, just things that are very easy to prove, very easy to look at, and just a little bit about his supporters, the type of person that that supports Donald Trump, and what that means. Because I think a lot of people talk about this and they go, "Oh, it's a type of person, or it's this or it's that." There are only Donald Trump supporters. So the moment that we start separating them and talking about them as types of people, that's actually, I think, causing a lot of the problem. Is that a lot of these people, I think, sort of kind of feel foolish at this point. I think they do. Because who wouldn't? I mean, this guy is a train wreck. He was a train wreck. And so I just think that when you start trying to talk about Donald Trump supporters in the past, say in the past because he's lost a lot, as a type of person, you're starting to lose them a little bit. So you want to make sure, I think it's really important that we respect each other too, and that we be civil. And I'm being real about that. I'm not trying to be sarcastic in any way. I'm being real about that, guys. I really think that it's very important for us to be civil and to have constructive debates on things. So let's turn down the sound. We're gonna back this up anyway. So as far as the podcast is concerned, I would like to make sure that I am constantly talking, obviously. I know we had a little bit of a delay there at the beginning. I apologize for that. There may be times where we do podcasts without a camera, but tonight I just felt like getting in front of the camera with you guys for this particular reaction. I do think that this is going to be somewhat humorous, and I also think that that's going to lead into, that's going to be the segue into my next topic that we talk about during this podcast. So let's first react to this, and then we can talk about it. So first we have a video here of Donald Trump. Basically, this is going to be a video of him basically back-to-back comparisons of him saying something and then the other comparison of him saying something opposite. So basically, he made a long... Basically, the entire time he was president, and even before that, he just made a long slew of statements that literally were just so false, and he knew that. And then, like, several days later, when they came back to bite him, you know, in the behind, he would then change his tone and say, I never said that. And just lie. Just flat out lie. So this is going to be a back-to-back comparison of, like, those lies strung together and just compared back-to-back of when he would say something and then days later he would say, I never said that, or I never did that, or whatever. And it's just back-to-back, guys. You have to understand. Literally just a video that I am reacting to. This is actual video footage. So here we go. Here we go. Let me get this up on the screen. Okay. And as I try to get this up on the screen, we lose our full screen thing. There we go. All right, guys. So this is so let's watch this.
We're going to put a hold on money spent to the WHO. We're going to put a very powerful hold on it. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but we're going to look at it.
You did say that.
We give a tremendous... No, I didn't. I said we're going to look at it. We're going to investigate it. We're going to look at it. You know, a lot of people...
So that was actually the same day there, April 7th. And then just like later, I guess that day, he flat out just changed his mind about something and just said he never said it. So like flat out like just not owning up to it. And then April 7th, literally April 7th, 2020. And it's just the same day.
No, I didn't. I said we're going to look at it. We're going to investigate it. We're going to look at it. You know, a lot of people think that goes away in April with the heat.
You said it was going to go away in April. You said when it warmed up in April.
I said it's going away, and it is going away. You're going to...
Okay, so that this is, just so that we're clear, this is the subject matter is COVID. This is just his lying about COVID. He's lied so much. You could find so many things on so many different subject matters. So for this, I focused more on the COVID stuff because I think it's actually really telling of a leader, you know, of basically the world, you know, like the most respected country in the world. It's very telling of a leader, very, you know, this narcissistic leader, when he's just flat out lying to the public about health information and being misleading. And not really trying to not be helpful at all, really just trying to smooth it over and make it sound like it's not that bad or something like that, instead of giving us information and being the president that we needed and being communicative and stuff like that. It just you know, it's the sort of thing where it's just lie after lie after lie, causing more chaotic information out there. Like just people believing this or that. A lot of people were completely misled and lied to about the masks, so they would just, you know, not wear them all the time, and then, you know, some people were getting into trouble. Businesses have the right to ask you to leave if you didn't wear a mask, and then people would just say no and then get arrested. You know, it's like, well, they could do that, and then people are just believing that, you know, Donald Trump would tell them things like, you know, like that they can't stop you and stuff like that, you know, and it's like that was the mentality. So this is what these people believe, and that's the point, is like, he is your president, you should be able to believe the things that he says. So anyway, let's move on here. And we have we're doing this live and we have nobody. We'll get a concurrent in here. We'll get somebody in here. Yeah, so how's everybody doing tonight? We don't have anybody in we don't have anybody in chat at the moment, but you know what's funny is I think that this is the sort of thing where, like, with my audience, I don't really have a lot of viewers in the United States. I have a lot of people watching actually in other countries and stuff like that. So I think it's actually kind of going to be interesting for them to hear about some of the stuff. But anyway, let's keep going here. So this is another one right after that.
You're going to lose a number of people to the flu, but you're going to lose more people by putting a country into a massive recession.
A few weeks ago, you say this was just like a flu. What have you learned?
I didn't say 2 weeks ago it was a flu. You know what I say? If that
Hold on, I want to hear that
This
again.
was just like a flu.
by putting
I want to hear that again.
a number of people to the flu, but you're going to lose more people by putting a country into a massive recession.
A few weeks ago, you say this was just like a flu. What have you learned?
Okay,
I
that
didn't say 2 weeks ago it was a flu.
okay. So right there, I don't defend Donald Trump, but like I'll just defend that. He didn't. That was misleading. Yeah, like right there, I can literally just do that
A
myself.
country into
So right there, he's talking
number-
about where the fact that we lose people to the flu, and she's saying
recession.
You say this was just like a flu. What
it was just like a flu. So she is wrong. Like there she's wrong, and that was misleading to try to get him to trick him, and they do that, but that's not everything. And that doesn't cover the other two we already heard.
have you learned?
I didn't say 2 weeks ago it was a flu. You know what I say? If they don't treat you right, I don't call.
If they don't treat you right,
But I didn't say
don't
that.
call.
I didn't
These are
say
direct.
Okay, so all right, so right there, you see how he was already starting to interrupt him and shake his head. He knew what he was saying before he finished it, so therefore he had heard the words before, meaning he had said it before. So he knew what he was going to be asked. This is only 2 days apart for these two. So let's hear this again.
What I say? If they don't treat you right, I don't call.
If they don't treat you right,
But I didn't say
don't
that.
call.
I didn't
These are
say
direct
that. No, it's
direct
such a-
quotes, sir.
Are you saying that
So he's just like saying, I didn't say that, I didn't say that, I didn't say that. Trying to talk over him, shaking his head before he even gets it out. Like flat out, he just wants to deny this immediately. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't flat out just wants you to forget about it immediately and start rambling until you forget. So that's Donald Trump's secret. This is how he gets people. Basically, they will press him and press something important. And then what he will do is shrug it off and he'll be like, no. What's really happening is blah, 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 rant. I'm funny, I'm narcissistic, I'm charismatic. Believe what I say. By the way, this Democrat's doing this. You should pay attention to this. Oh, wow. Yeah, we love you. That's what he does. So like it's so obvious. I can't believe that people haven't realized they're being fooled and tricked. The guy's been a con artist his whole life. I actually researched him before he became president and like just sort of found out a lot of things that he did and got away with because he's a billionaire. Basically he defrauded his way into a construction site once. He pretended he was another company that had the rights to use the land, and basically while doing that, he got the rights. He established the rights, and when the other company came in to do it, by the time they had come in to do it, he had already established rights at that company since the zoning permits went through, and he signed them all off. It's a legal loophole. He got it. And like literally, it was like the most obvious thing I'd ever seen. Like, I know that's all very technical. It's very summarized, but like that's a real thing that happened. I'm trying to think of exactly how when it happened. It was a while ago though, so it's the sort of thing where like he's done these types of things before. Where he just has this sort of manipulative way of making something look a certain way so that way it makes you happy. He understands that. He knows how to sell a product. So he just sells himself all the time. That's not a leader. It's a narcissist. I truly believe he ran for president because he wanted to write a book. But that's a whole different podcast.
The administration is requiring these industries to create these products, or just asking?
So far we haven't had to.
You just said that you haven't had to require companies to up their production of medical supplies. But you said last night you invoked
But I
the
didn't say
DPA.
I don't.
My gosh, like he didn't even let her finish and said, "But I didn't say that." So like the point is, like, he's not letting people finish and interrupting them to say, "But I didn't say that." So like the point is, like, he doesn't know. How does he know? If, so...
You're saying that the administration is requiring these industries to create these products, or just asking?
So far we haven't had to.
You just said that you haven't had to require companies to up their production of medical supplies. But you said last night you invoked
But I
the
didn't say
DPA.
I don't believe you.
So they did cut it off before he sort of finished initially. But you can go back and watch the original footage. He was starting to sort of say it there. I think they just wanted to move the video along. So this is basically, these are decent examples. I think there are actually some better ones that you could probably look up, believe it or not. But these are some decent examples. I think this is actually going to be a good one here. I'm going to tell you probably one of my least favorite lies that he ever told, but we're gonna get to that after this. But like, one of my least favorite lies was one of the most terrible things that you can do as a world leader, and as a leader of America too. And he did it. And you guys should really pay attention to this stuff and care about it. So anyway,
you need 40,000 or 30,000 ventilators.
You said New York might need
I
might not
didn't
need
say that. I didn't
30,000.
say that.
You said it on
I didn't
Sean
say- come
Hannity's
on,
Fox News.
come
You
on.
said that
why
you might.
why don't you
some-
people act?
whoa, so there he goes. There he goes. Like that's my point, is like he immediately, he's you people, like immediately he wants to insult her. He wants to put her in a category. He probably assumes she's a Democrat or something. I'm sure she's probably wearing a pin or something like that. Yeah. Let's hear that again and hear what that was about. Because it was more like he just interrupted her immediately.
Believe you need 40,000 or 30,000 ventilators.
You said New York might need
I
might not
didn't
need
say- I didn't
30,000.
say that.
You said it on
I didn't
Sean
say- come
Hannity's
on,
Fox News.
come
You
on.
said that
why
you might.
why don't you
some-
people act? Let me ask you.
You said
why
some
don't you
states-
act? Why don't you act in a little more positive? It's always trying to
My
get
question.
So that's just it, guys. Like, people, that's the hook. People love that. And it's the sort of thing where instead of electing somebody for a face, for something that you want to laugh at on the news and you think it's funny, you should elect somebody that is there to do that job properly, because they're hiring the people that run our country. Donald Trump hires the people that run the country if he's president. So why on earth would you elect a narcissist? Because all he's going to do is hire people that benefit him. That's all he's going to do. That's what he did. He made his life very, very easy while he was president. Until he wasn't. And then he's basically been on the run from all the crap that he was doing while he was president. Like, you guys have to you guys have to realize this. He did so much illegal. Like, the guy is a con artist, and then he became president. So, like, you can't get past the fact that he had a whole life catching up with him when he became president, and then at the same time, he didn't slow down. He didn't stop. He didn't own up and respect the position. He just kept acting worse and kept delivering chaos. Just lying to people and ensuing chaos too. Like just trying to get people to either dislike this person or dislike this group of people, or and that's not what a leader does. A leader positively lifts people up. And that's what they do. They're positive. They're not negative. They don't get you to dislike other people. That's not a leader. That's an anarchist. Yeah. That's like anybody, Putin, like anybody that's like that, they are an anarchist. They are getting you to dislike a group of people. Any leader that is campaigning for president, that starts their campaign and literally like the whole way through, I hate Democrats, or I hate this group of people, or and where it's very obvious they are against this like just group of people, that's an anarchist. That's somebody that's out for themselves. You do not want to elect that person. Do I think that Donald Trump wants chaos? No. However, do I think Donald Trump would ensue chaos to save his own rear end? Yes, I do think that. So anyway, let me get into things with you guys really quick. I have another video here that we want to react to. Now, this is, like I said, this is the segue. The segue was just basically that we have a lot of people in this country that are very uneducated. And that, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to call people dumb. I'm saying that because it is literally the truth. People are uneducated. Our education is way down on the list. Yeah, it's way down there. And it's not getting any better. And specifically when Donald Trump became president, he put somebody in charge of the Department of Education that literally just does not know what she's doing. And Betsy DeVos, she literally is like the worst choice for that job. A billionaire? Married to another billionaire? Yeah, I don't want her as the Secretary of Education. I don't want her in that job. I think that the education in this country needs to focus on politics. And that's where they get you. They don't want you to learn, I think. I really do think that's the case. The reason I say this, is because when I was in school, I actually asked my economics teacher this, because my economics teacher was the same teacher as like my history teacher. And I asked him this because it was very obvious to me that he had an opinion and I wanted to hear it. Because I didn't know where to fall in the totem pole as far as politics, and I really didn't understand it growing up, and I really especially didn't understand it in high school. I just knew everyone was mad about it, and I thought that shit was funny. And I can't express enough to you how so important it is to realize politics matter when you're younger, because you cannot be manipulated into thinking the same thing that your parents did and the people before them and the people before them. You have to adapt new ideas and you have to change. Otherwise, we all die. Adapt and change. Our political system has not done this. Ever. In the past, how long? Yeah, it adapted and then changed, and now we just have done nothing for the longest time. And it controls us. So I asked my economics teacher this, and I asked him, basically to tell me, like who he'd vote for, during that current election and all that. And he said, well, I really can't get into that. They don't really want us to talk about that stuff. And that was really eye-opening. Yeah. basically the public school system does not want to teach you about politics because they'd have a bunch of angry parents coming in the school saying, I don't want you teaching my kids that, you know, they should or shouldn't, they should vote for Joe Biden or they should vote for Donald Trump or this or that. It would be like saying we shouldn't teach kids about guns. It would be like that. It would be like saying we shouldn't give kids sex ed. We shouldn't give kids driver's ed. We shouldn't teach kids about guns. We shouldn't teach kids about fire safety. We shouldn't. Basically, it's like they don't know anything about it, and it's so dangerous. They could fuck it all up. So therefore, we shouldn't teach them anything about it. I truly think that this is one of the biggest problems with this country. Kids never, ever, ever learn about politics until they're adults, and they already have a preconceived notion about how the world works. They already do. And the problem is, they're wrong. Yep. And now they will think that way for the rest of their lives. Wrong. Just because the public school system wouldn't teach them about politics. And now they think, you know, that a narcissist is somebody that you should vote for. That's the person that you want putting, you know, hiring the people that run the White House. No. And they don't know what to look for, too, in the debates and stuff like that. And that's my point, is like, it is so important to talk about that stuff. Can you imagine if they actually talked about the debates, Trump versus Hillary, in school, in public school? Could you imagine if they actually talked about that? How that would go? I promise you, I know how it would go. And I promise you, anybody that actually knows anything about debating and like the way actual policies and debates work, because I had a debate class in high school. Didn't last long. Parents got mad. I'm sorry, middle school. Yeah, even in middle school, they were trying to, yeah. I thought that was great. And the funny thing is, we didn't do it with politics. We just did it in an English class. He wanted us to debate, like, things about a book, like how to handle a situation if you were in that situation in the book. So yeah, it could get into politics, so that's why they didn't want to. But the funny thing was, it was all, you know, like a scenario-based thing. So like it wasn't even like it, you know, I think it was actually To Kill a Mockingbird, probably. So like that's just it. Like I think that it's parents and stuff that cause these problems. They instead want to, instead of letting their kids actually learn things and then come home and then teach them things. Oh no, you couldn't possibly know politics better than me. Well, actually that's the problem, is that most Americans won't change their mind about politics. Most Americans won't accept new information. They literally just think they know everything about this person or this person and think this person is the best. And think that, you know, it's the sort of thing where, like, if you don't like Donald Trump, you just don't get it. And that's actually what, like, people actually say and think. They've convinced themselves of this, that they're actually, like, smarter or, like, have some sort of, like, higher level of understanding. No, actually what you're doing is you're creating a safe place in your brain to go because you don't understand how the world works. And so therefore, instead of learning it from somebody that does, and you have this genuine fear of being embarrassed by this smarter person, you just go to that safe place in your brain that says that you're smarter, and no, Donald Trump is better. Donald Trump is this is the reason, and it's completely illogical. You can't even really come up with a logical reason, because that's the point. There isn't one. So like you just go to that safe place, and you just never learn to get over the fact that you have created this problem for you and so many other people too, by being that example where you then get with your buddies that also agree with you, and you go on social media and you post about it. One of the most telling things about Donald Trump supporters, I think, that happened to me was when I decided to separate myself from social media altogether. I just don't get on it, really. Basically, here's what happened. Somebody was wearing, they posted a meme. And somebody was wearing a vote for Joe Biden jacket. And they were trying to break into a car, I guess, because he locked his keys in it. Like, that was the meme. And he was wearing a vote for Joe Biden jacket. But the meme was that, like, the window had tape on the back. Like, the back window had, like, tape on it. So, like, they were laughing at the fact that he was, like, using something to break in the window to try to unlock the car. Meanwhile, in the picture, there was tape on the window. And it literally said, like, yeah, all Joe Biden voters are stupid. Or something like that. You know, because he had a jacket on. And I made the people in that post on the comments look so stupid. Because that's just it. Like, they were just making fun of these guys. They were so ignorant in that moment. They were so ignorant. They were so focused on, like, insulting this man. They didn't take a second to think to themselves, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If there's tape on the window, there's broken glass, he wouldn't reach in there and get his arm all cut up. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like, and you probably would have to bend, like, it's probably not long enough. So, like, these guys didn't even think this through. They were just, like, so bent on, like, insulting this guy. And, like, literally just, the whole meme was just to hate on, like, and they were just nasty in the comments. So I was like, you know, basically just, I made them look I just commented basically, you know, well, too bad I would literally not ever reach into a back window with tape on it anyway, because I'm not getting my hand all cut up. I guess this guy's just smarter than the rest of you. Like, that's my opinion. Because, like, they were just, like, treating this guy really bad. And so anyway, anyway, that was one of the most telling things that happened, I think, with you know, a situation involving, you know, Trump supporters, where basically I just saw an entire meme where they were trying to make Joe Biden supporters look like idiots, but then all at the same time they made themselves look like a bunch of idiots. So, like, that was just it. Like, they couldn't even think far enough ahead. They just wanted to insult somebody. Basically, I'm getting to the point that Trump supporters, most of them, are just bullies. People that want to insult the rest of the world and laugh all while doing it. Because that's what Donald Trump does. Like, the whole time that he was president, he just insulted people. And, like, just acted kind of nasty. And didn't answer questions. And in fact, would just sort of ramble incoherently when somebody would actually ask him about something about a policy until you forgot about it. And then he'd try to say something funny. So my segue is just that I do think that we need education in our public schools that teaches people how to properly debate and objectively separate their emotions from politics. You can't be emotional with politics. You can't be emotional with any debate, really, because how can you do that when you haven't separated your own personal bias toward it? And this is something that I have to do all the time. I did it earlier when we reacted to the Trump thing. I flat out said, no, she's misleading him there. And I even pointed it out. So, like, that's what you guys need to start realizing is, like, is while I will be absolutely that voice that says, yo, oh, okay, no, he's right here. Like, she's misleading him. At the same time, I will tell you all day long that yes, he is a narcissist. He lied a lot. He manipulated people. He was nasty. It's as simple as that, guys. They elected somebody to be president of the United States that was a narcissist, that wasn't a politician, that knew nothing about how politics work. Flat out, this guy actually, like, if you research him, you'll find out that he was actually one of the dumbest people in his college class. His dad paid off the professor so that he could graduate. He paid him off so he would shut up about the fact that he paid off the dean. Like, the guy's had a silver spoon in his mouth his whole life. He got into trouble, he used to get in trouble at the parties, I guess he was on a rugby team or something like that. He used to get in trouble at the parties all the time. And, like, that's just it. His own professor was interviewed and quoted saying, I think, I don't want to get this wrong, he was the dumbest MFer he ever met. I think that's actually what he said. Should I look it up? Donald Trump's professor quote. Trump rarely came to class and was unprepared. The dumbest student ever. Yeah. The quote. All right, I can't say it because he does swear in it. The dumbest GD student. Yeah, like, so this professor did not like him. Somebody very disciplined, somebody for education. Like, that's the point, is, like, if this guy is trying to be a mentor and teach something, and he doesn't like the guy, that should tell you something. This guy doesn't want to learn. He literally just wants to be. So, like, do you guys remember when he first became president? And, like, he was actually saying, yeah, I don't need the debriefings. He actually skipped the debriefings on, like nuclear, like, stuff and stuff like that. And, like, claimed that he knew it all. Okay, so this guy knows top secret information? Yeah, no, he's lying. And at the same time, that's why he's illiterate. He didn't want a bunch of people in a room, especially military people, to see that he was illiterate. And he wanted to talk to somebody about that before he did that. And he just hadn't talked to anybody yet. Do you notice when he first became president, he had trouble speaking publicly? He had trouble reading, like, the cue cards and stuff. So eventually, after a while, they made sure to get him a gigantic screen instead of cards so that he could read it. And then eventually he just got better at public speaking. But basically, this guy, like, he couldn't even, he had to be really simple. He couldn't even read very well. So always silver spoon in his mouth. And this is what I'm getting at. This is the segue. We're going to watch this. This is literally... Alright, so this video... Let me bring this up here for you guys. This video was, can you name a country? And they stopped people on the street. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. They stopped people on the street. Let me read the video description, because I think people have a misconstrued view of what this is. Let's read this. Now, you guys remember Ted Cruz ran for the Republican president when Trump did, and a lot of people didn't like him. I actually think that he's a decent supporter of who he represents. Ted Cruz, anyway. But I do think that he's sort of a slime ball. But anyway, Senator Ted Cruz recently tweeted a segment that he likely did not realize was from our show. About 2 years ago, we went out on the street and asked people if they could name a country on the map. Many of them could not. Big surprise, right? Now, this is people in the United States, not people in other countries, because they can. So anyway, this had nothing to do with their political affiliation, but Ted Cruz posted it and wrote, "This is Bernie's base. The same folks who tell pollsters that socialism is great because free stuff is cool, and they have no idea how many countries have tried it and utterly failed. The antidote, facts, truth, and substance." End quote. Quote starts at, "This is Bernie's base," by the way. So, like, that's a direct quote from Ted Cruz's tweet, apparently. And so the follow-up then in the description is, unfortunately, the guy talking facts, truth, and substance. Yeah, he made that all up. They were not Bernie supporters. We don't know who they supported. We didn't ask. Bernie wasn't even running when we shot that. So apparently, like, Ted Cruz went out of his way to, like, tweet about, like, something else they shot. It's probably this one here. and has like 31 million views, and he's like, yeah, this is their base. Well, actually, that's what he's saying. That's what he's getting at. They never even asked. So Ted's just saying that. So anyway, so we decided to revisit this by asking people who do not support. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was a typo. Let me reread it. So we decided to revisit this by asking people who do not support Bernie Sanders, in fact, quite the opposite, to name a country, and this is how it went. So this is going to be people that do not like Bernie Sanders trying to name a country.
Ted Cruz tweeted a segment, video that he likely didn't realize was from our
So
show.
probably
2 years
Trump
ago, we went out and
supporters.
We asked people, we asked random
Basically.
people passing by if they could name a country on a map we set up, and many of them could not name a country. It had nothing to do with their political affiliation, but
Right.
Ted Cruz posted it and he wrote, "This is Bernie's base, the same folks who tell pollsters that socialism is great because free stuff is cool, and they have no idea how many countries have tried it and utterly failed. The antidote, facts, truth, and substance." Unfortunately, the guys talking about facts, truth, and substance made that all up. They were not Bernie supporters. We
Big surprise, guys. Jimmy Kimmel's better at talking than me.
don't know who they supported. We didn't ask. Bernie wasn't even running when we shot this. But in fairness to Sweaty Teddy, we decided to revisit this subject.
Okay.
We went out in the street and we asked people who do not support Bernie Sanders, in fact, quite the
Sandwich.
opposite. We asked them to name a country, any country, and this is how they did.
Okay. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
Are you registered Democrat?
Republican.
Republican. Can you
Oh,
name
so
a
they're
country
asking
on
now.
this map?
I believe that's Africa.
Nope.
Oh my god. So for the people not watching, he just pointed at Australia.
Russia.
Nope, that's China.
Oh my
Anything
god.
over here?
She's pointing at like Russia.
So it's basically Europe.
She pointed at
Europe.
Russia and Africa basically. That's Russia up there. Right there.
Don't know.
Are you a
Oh my God.
Democrat by chance?
I am not.
Can you name a country on this map?
Asia or Africa?
Asia. All right, so first of all, Asia and both Africa are not countries. Secondly, the dude pointed to Africa and said Asia first, then corrected himself to Africa. Africa's not a freaking country, it's a continent. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Help me, guys, help me. Help me get through this.
Okay.
Can you name a country in Africa?
No.
Do you support the president?
Yeah.
Can you name a country on this map? How about this?
Oh my god, she didn't know what Australia was. Yeah, me too, dude. Yeah, like that's kind of the point I'm getting at, is like, this is geography should be basic education that they teach in like 1st grade. This should be so basic. Yeah, you're right.
How about this
Are you in the US, Tyler?
country? Anything here?
No.
Anything here?
No.
How about this country?
So she's pointing to Mexico.
Gabby, can you name a country?
She had no
on this
idea.
map?
Oh my gosh, you see her face? Her eyes got so big.
Just any country.
Oh my. I don't know.
How about this?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
How about this? How about this?
Texas.
Oh my god. So, guys, they really are just asking people on the street. Now, with things like this, what you have to realize is they're just cutting up some of the funnier ones. I'm sure they probably asked other people and they were like, yeah, that's America. That's the United States. Yeah. That's Brazil. That's Australia. That's China. That's right. Like, I'm sure some people knew. Right? Like, I'm sure some people. Right? Like, America shouldn't even be one, right? Like, even I went there, right? So, like, that's my point, is, like, the fact that I go to America before United States should tell you what you need to know. I had to correct myself. So, like, I actually feel bad. Because, like, that's the point, is, like, our education is so terrible. On the most basic level. Yeah, there really is no way, Tyler.
India. I don't know.
Can you point
India.
to a country on this map?
USSR.
Back in the USSR.
Russia now.
Yes.
Can you point to it? No, that's China.
Oh my god.
Tiffany, are you a Democrat or Republican?
He knew about USSR and then couldn't even point to Russia.
Republican, most definitely.
Can you name a country on this map?
Mexico.
What the
Nope. That,
Oh my god, she just pointed the fucking India and said it was Mexico.
that's India. What's this?
That would be Asia.
No, that's Africa. How about this?
Also a continent name,
Here?
not a country.
Anything over here? What about this continent?
I have no idea.
How about anything over
Can't
here?
name the continent?
What about this?
Pacific, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
She can name an ocean?
Yes, nice. What is this?
I don't know.
How about this?
I don't know. Nope.
This?
Nope.
This?
Nope.
This?
Nope.
This?
Nope. Nothing.
Do you support Ted
Dude can't name a single thing. He's just like, nope, nope. He couldn't name France?
Cruz?
Yes.
Yes.
That's very sad. But you know,
Sorry, Ted.
if you like that video,
Oh, yes. We love it. We love it all. Sorry, Ted. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, we can see where that was going, you know, with the geography lesson there. And you can do that with other things too. Should we look at the one that they were talking about? The one with 31 million? The one that he tried to say was their base and it really wasn't? Why do my ads do this, guys? Yeah, like all my ads on YouTube, they're either white or black and they don't play.
I don't know if this will be educational, but the president is overseas. He's visiting Belgium, England, Scotland, and then his pal Putin in Finland. It's a big trip with many important ramifications. It's imperative that America has strong relationships with and knowledge about people in other lands, and that responsibility extends to all of us, not just the president. So we came up with a test. The test is very simple. Went out on the street, we asked people who were passing by to name a country on a map. That's it. We had a map.
And you see what I searched, right, guys? Basically, to get to this point, all I did was type asking Americans simple questions. You know, this is actually a pretty common viral thing that people do. And one thing I don't like about it is, like, you see a lot of people putting, like, oh, Gen Z this, Gen Z that, doesn't know this or that. Stop making this, like, some generation's fault. Stop saying this generation is stupid or this generation is stupid. Don't do this. Stop. This is so bad. Blame the education. Blame politics. Blame Canada? No, don't blame Canada. Blame politics. Blame the fact that you're all pointing the finger at the president and the other guy. Meanwhile, you're all electing him. And he chooses who runs the education department. So how about you all start paying attention to this stuff? And maybe your kids will start actually learning about politics and educating you. And be open to that. Don't, like, let your kid, seriously, if your kids probably knows more than you. If they're 18 and they're in school, they probably are more educated than you at this point. Yeah, because you've been out of school for X amount of time. Unless you are, like, a scientist or a doctor and you use your brain on, like, a regular basis. Society has gotten to the point where we are so plugged in. We are so trusting of this or that. And that's, I think, some of this too. You know, they just trust this media or this media. And part of the problem is you have media outlets now claiming they're media outlets when really they're just people that support Trump making a new media outlet. I'm doing air quotes, by the way, when I say that. So like it's just a claim. Yeah, I knew somebody once that said he was going to be a journalist, and he just decided one day to start doing it. So what did he do? He did the sort of thing where all he did was show up at events, wore something that said press, brought a camera, and started doing it. And the crazy thing is, he started just getting interviews with people and started getting a lot of attention. And the annoying thing about this guy is one of those people that is really ignorant to politics. And this is what he's doing his journalism on. So he's just really ignorant to how this stuff works. Meanwhile, he gets to go out there and get a lot of attention and stuff like that just because he slaps press on himself. And people just don't realize, you have to understand, this guy is in the same boat. He's in the same boat as you. He went to the same types of schools. He learned the same way you did. He is not like some like absurdly smart guy with this just because he's exposed to it. If anything, he's more exposed to the other media outlets that try to confuse people from what the actual truth is, because the truth a lot of times is very boring. The media hates this. That's it. Donald Trump immediately gave all the media outlets all the power in the world. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that they ran with that instead of being responsible about it. So, let's keep going.
Name a country, any country, and here's how that went.
Can you name any country on this map?
Honestly, my geography is so horrible. I can't.
Tyler said correct. I appreciate you, Tyler. Thank you for agreeing with me. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's keep going now.
Anything. Like
Try
nothing.
naming something.
Is it South Africa?
Nope.
We have the country of Asia.
So she pointed to South America and asked if it was South Africa. So at least she was on I feel like she just accidentally said that instead of South America.
Continent, and that's Russia.
She was probably nervous. He's like, oh damn.
That's okay.
Man, it's been a while since I've been in school.
That's okay. Any country
See, he gets it.
on the map.
Africa.
That's a continent.
Country.
At least he knew the right continent.
Damn it.
How about a country in Africa?
I know South Africa's over here somewhere.
No,
it's
south.
down here, yeah.
Yeah, it's south.
South
Can you
Africa.
name any country on this map?
Yeah. Africa?
That's a continent.
Oh my gosh.
Can you name any countries in Africa?
God, no. Who knows stuff like that?
Can you name any country on this map?
Wait, who knows stuff like that? Who knows stuff like that? Oh my god. She actually thinks people don't. Oh my god. You should have seen her face, guys. Like, the fact that she actually has to ask to people actually know stuff like that. I can't contain myself. It's too funny.
Yes. Africa.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Greenland or Iceland or something.
That's Alaska. Any country. And on the entire map.
This is so horrible.
Where's America?
I would say this big one, but I'm probably wrong.
She is right now pointing to Russia. So basically, because this map is backwards, it confuses people. So people that are uneducated don't use their brains regularly, immediately it will confuse them. It's on purpose. It's actually a technique done by colleges for studies and stuff. But basically what they did was, so normally your maps are the other way around, where like if you're in this country, North America's on the left side. And that's how people are taught, it left to right. So like because of that, it's tricking her. Instead of actually looking at the shapes of the continents, she's just looking at the orientation of where things are. If she looked a little bit harder at it, she'd realize she was pointing at Russia, probably. I think she's nervous. So like that's just it. They're all reversed. North America's on the right side with, you know, Greenland and South America on the right side too, and then on the left we have Africa, Asia, and Australia, and New Zealand there, the Philippines, and all that. So she's just backwards. And dyslexic people will especially struggle with that too.
Okay. Can you name any country on this map?
Oh my gosh. Shouldn't I be taught this in school? I would hope so.
I love it.
South America.
That's a continent.
Oh my god.
How about a country?
She knew the continent.
Yeah. Honduras is here. Nope. Here. Here. Somewhere here. Nope.
Can you name any country in Europe?
Is this one Europe?
No.
This one?
No. Can you name a single country in Africa?
Was this Africa?
No. Again, that's South America.
No idea.
Can you name?
She's like, again, that's South America.
Okay, this is South America.
Yes. Can you name a country in it?
No, I can't.
Did you go to high school?
Yes.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, that's a sad part. Argentina, Chile.
Actually says it. Oh, is it? We got a kid. We got a kid. To prove the theory, we've got a kid naming, just calling them out.
Peru, Colombia, Venezuela.
Oh my God.
Mexico, United States, Canada, Greenland.
He's a freaking genius.
Iceland, Australia, New Zealand,
You got this, buddy.
Papua New Guinea.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Well, if you didn't believe that children are our future before, now you do.
Whoa! This freaking kid. Yeah, he looked like maybe 11, 12. Man. He Papua New Guinea? Are you kidding me? I'll bet people don't even know what that country is. Don't even know it exists.
Well done, everybody. I am.
Some people get asked a question and they're like, that's a country? So we already know what'll happen with this one, right?
Back to North Korea, which is the bigly story of the day, if not the year.
The
People
bigly.
are understandably very worked up about this.
The bigly
According to a new
story.
poll, and this poll was taken before the president's threat today, a majority of Americans, 75%, believe that North Korea's nuclear program is a critical threat to the United States. But what I wonder is how many Americans even know where North Korea is?
So, so that we're clear. I don't know what everybody thinks, you know, that's watching, you know, or anything like that. Anybody that's in the country, you know, not in the country, whatever. I promise you, North Korea alone is not even remotely close to being a threat to the United States. That would be like saying that would be like saying that a fly is a threat to a Siberian tiger. Yeah. Yeah, well, the fly can spread malaria, I guess, right? but like at the same time, what are the chances, right? So like that's the point, is like they are not even close. Not even close. So yeah, anybody that thinks that's actually a good analogy. I'm glad he kind of said that. Like because that is actually something that what during the whole North Korea thing, I remember a lot of people were scared, and a lot of people actually asked me, you know, should I be scared? Because I think people, at least people that I knew and know in real life, do sort of trust my opinion sometimes when it comes to politics, because they know I pay attention to it. So they would come to me and ask, you know, should I be, you know, worried about this? Is this something that seems like, you know, it would hit home or anything like that? No, absolutely not. So anyway,
So we went out onto Hollywood Boulevard.
you can even name capitals. Tyler says he can even name capitals of some countries. Berlin. Is that the capital of Germany? I have no idea. Yeah, I can't. Moscow? I can do that. Yeah. What's the capital of Thailand? I can do that one. Thank you, Stifler. Yeah, we can thank Steve Stifler for that one. Yeah, I can do. Is Beijing the capital of China? I'm not sure what the capital of China is. I can do some of them. Yeah. I was told that North Korea. I was told that North and South Korea, the leaders there, tell their people that they are a rich country when they're not. Yeah, that's how socialism works to the extreme. So, not South Korea, but North Korea. Yes, North Korea. The way their country works is it's an entirely controlled environment. Go watch, what's that movie where, like, Seth Rogen and James Franco go to North Korea to, like, try to, like, assassinate Kim Jong-un or something like that? Watch that. It's actually a very accurate depiction of how the country is. I'm not even joking. You go there and everything's fake. If you're an American or you're, like, a tourist. Fake this, fake that. And then, like, at the same time, the real stores are like, there's one thing for everybody. There's one brand of mayo, and it's not a brand. There's just one of everything. Everybody has the same car. So you're not allowed to be rich. Yeah, you have to contribute. Basically, it's a control, and their media is controlled. They're lied to. They're told that Kim Jong-un is like basically he doesn't even. In the movie, this was a joke in the movie that he didn't even defecate. That basically he doesn't even go to number 2 in the bathroom. That's how much of a god this guy is to these people. So, like, yeah, they're very controlled society. Not South Korea. South Korea is very much like the United States now. They are a lot like the United States. In a lot of different, like, their culture. Not politics, their culture. But yeah, for sure North Korea. Thanks for that interjection, Tyler. That's a good point.
And this is what we learned.
So how many North Koreans, how many Americans know where North Korea is? That's what the question is here.
Do you think the United States should consider military action against North Korea?
I would say yes.
And where exactly is North Korea?
It's in, as far as on the map? I don't know. I'm horrible at geography.
Take a guess.
Up here somewhere?
And where exactly is North Korea?
Oh God, here we go.
So she pointed to, like, North America. So North Korea is, like, way down here. It's like way right there.
Somewhere near here.
It's like right there.
The Middle East.
Her finger was covering it.
I think it's up top. I don't know. I really don't remember.
You take a guess?
I know this is Africa.
They're all bunched together. It's really small.
Ooh, that's Europe.
Yeah.
That is Europe.
You know what? I'm really good at geography, but this is very.
She's like, that
embarrassing
is
because I don't
Europe.
remember what
So
North Korea is. Excuse me.
So basically, she's even admitting to it. These people don't know where North Korea is. They have no idea what continent it's in. They have no idea it's part of Asia. Yeah. So, yeah, North and South Koreans are Asian. This is a fact. Just like China, Philippines, Japan.
take a guess.
Take a guess.
India.
Somewhere around here.
Should we consider military action against North Korea?
I believe so.
And where is
Why?
North Korea, hold on.
So we should consider military action against North Korea, but she doesn't know where it is.
It's somewhere over in this area.
Thought-provoking.
It's in Asia.
Absolutely.
At least he knew.
Unless they moved it.
Yeah.
The guy, unless they moved it, the guy wearing the Misfits shirt at least knew and was comfortable enough with himself to know that he didn't know where it was. He literally pointed to the continent and said, it's kind of over here somewhere. I think it's in Asia. And he felt confident enough to turn around and say, I have no idea. I think it's in Asia. This guy, he's a chap. Yeah, like, I think the metalheads get it, guys. Like, I really do. I think they're some of the most well-rounded people out there. You know, they listen to this angry music and get out their frustrations all the time. Like they're some of the happiest, most well-rounded people on the planet, and they'll just flat out admit to you, yeah, I don't know this. Most of them,
General vicinity.
I think. Most of them, I think.
Is it over here somewhere?
Oh no, that's the Arctic.
Oh
Where is
boy.
North Korea?
She thought she was being cute. Meanwhile, it's this one.
I want to say somewhere in here. That
Oh my
area.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, she's right. It's somewhere over there.
That's the Middle East. We're already there.
Here?
That's Canada. The scariest part about North Korea is it could be anywhere.
Anywhere in here?
Brazil.
It's not over here.
Australia.
She's just asking at this point.
Nothing to us.
Right there.
Nope.
Well, she has no idea.
Is it here?
Oh, that's South America.
Right there.
That's India.
Dang it.
She's cute. She's just like guessing. She's like, right here. Is it right here? That's great.
That one right there?
No, I think that's Mongolia.
I don't know, like maybe down here.
Restart the Vietnam War?
I have no idea.
Hey, in order to make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs, right?
Yeah, Vietnam's over, all the way over.
No.
There.
Nope.
There.
It is
Again?
sort of
Yeah.
close, though.
Right above South Korea.
This guy. Yeah, like, that's what it is. It's just like, it's so close to Vietnam. I think it's just like, you know.
Australia.
Here?
You just started World War III. Can you at least point to where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm over here.
Oh, nailed it.
I'm gonna say right there.
That's it.
Is it really?
No, it's not. Right there.
All right, well, you know, it's... By the way, right here in our audience...
She's in the audience.
Our audience. What?
The adorable the adorable one. The one that we all think is adorable, right? Like, there's no doubt about that. She's in the audience. That's great.
Where are you from, or do you even know?
Jimmy Kimmel, oh my god. This guy is savage. I love him.
Virginia.
You're from Virginia? Yeah, and you've never seen North Korea on a
No,
map.
apparently not.
Apparently not.
You be able to get home, do you think, or were you?
No, actually no.
Did you
Damn.
finally figure out that they tell
I
you?
did, I
And do you
did,
think
yeah.
you can now remember where it is?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll find you again in a year. We'll test you then, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, thanks.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for the laughs. I love it, guys. Tyler says he's a curious person, has researched every country and what they believe. Yeah, that's actually like that's a, you know, like a really interesting subject, you know, like, you know, to research different countries and sort of like find out more about their culture and what they believe too, because a lot of the problem is that America is so closed off from the rest of the world that even when people move here, they just sort of get trapped in it too. And then like a lot of times, even when people move here, and get trapped in it, they actually kind of want to go back, you know? So we're having a little bit of a hack attempt. Nothing I can't handle. Yeah, so basically it seems like a lot of people in the United States really do need a decent education on, you know, how to appropriately view politics. And I think a lot of people just feel like they don't even want to be part of the voting system because it's broken. Yeah, I think that's what it is, because like they just feel like, why would I want to contribute to something that I know is already broken? I think one of the greatest analogies about this is when South Park did an episode. You know, I do watch some South Park, and I think that they make very good points on a political level sometimes, while being a bit extra, you know, obviously. You know, I think that it was really while being funny, you know, the episode where they had to vote for the new school mascot, basically they had to vote new school mascots, and so there was like this thing where they thought it would be really funny to write the one mascot on the thing. Oh, we should tell everybody to vote for a giant douche. We'll just write it in there. It'll be really funny, and everybody will do it. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, let's do it. But then Cartman goes, "Oh no! You know, it'd be even funnier if we wrote on there turd sandwich. So then that way everybody votes for turd sandwich, and our mascot's a turd sandwich. That would be really funny." So then, like, obviously Kyle gets mad at Cartman because he's just stealing his idea, and thus starts the eternal conflict of no this guy, no this guy. And the whole the hilarious thing of it is that is exactly what it feels like when you live in this country. You honestly, a lot of times, that was such a perfect analogy for how it feels in this country. A lot of times it really feels like your choices are a giant douche and a turd sandwich. Truthfully. And then Stan didn't even want to play any part in it. Like, that was the whole point, was like, oh, there was all these people voting, and they saw that Kyle saw that Stan, like, they were trying to convince him to vote. Oh, you should vote. He's like, I don't want to play any part in it. The whole thing's stupid, you know? And, you know, we all agree, right? So then they finally convince him to vote, and then Kyle's there with him, and he puts an X next to it, and he's about to put his vote in, and Kyle goes, wait, but you voted for turd sandwich. Well, yeah, you told me to vote whoever I wanted to, but you're supposed to vote for the giant douche. So that was the point, was that he was trying to convince him to vote for him to vote for his guy. So that's the point, is like, even when people are trying to convince you to vote, go out and vote, a lot of times it's just obviously peddling their own guy. So in the episode, basically, it was so extra and it was so ridiculous, but it was so on point. What they did was, like, they decided that, like, since Stan wasn't going to take part in voting at all, they were going to banish him from the town. And so, like, they all took turns, like, spitting on him and telling him he had to leave. Like, they put a bucket on his head and sent him on, like, a horse. I guess it's supposed to be a donkey or something, right? Like the point was that, like, they tied him to a donkey, put a bucket on his head, and sent him on his way, you know? So he was banished. So the idea and the analogy behind that was just that That's what it feels like when you don't vote and you tell people. That's what it feels like. And everybody who doesn't vote knows what I'm talking about. You get treated like shit. And people are like, oh, you need to vote, you need to vote, it's so important. But then really all they're just trying to do is get you to vote for their person. Yep. And then they're like, oh, don't vote third party, you shouldn't do that. Well, why not? It's my vote. So, you know, it's just a lot of times comes down to people understanding. That's it. People understanding and being able to use their own heads with it. There is never a subject that I can think of that everybody pretends to know everything about aside from politics. I can't think. Can you guys think of a single other one? I can't think, like, for the most part. Except for, like, when streamers sit there and pretend like they know everything about games. Yeah, like, that's just it. Like, guys, like, everybody's suddenly an expert. You know, and wants to say this or that, you know, he's this or that. No, actually do the research. People don't do this. They don't look things up. They don't find things out. They watch Fox News, or they watch CNN, and they just catch things here and there, and they don't actually look anything up and do research. And it's dangerous. It's bad. You should pay attention, because most of the media just misleads you, especially with headlines. Yeah, clickbait's everything now. Yeah, flat out headlines just say the opposite of what the article is anymore. So, Donald Trump and his supporters, you know, it's the sort of thing where we need to start realizing that everybody needs to be treated with respect and needs to feel like they're being treated with respect. And if you know something more than somebody else about politics, try to communicate this in the best way that you can as a more universal means instead of a one-on-one. Does that make sense? Try to subliminally, like, get the message across to somebody. Try to teach them the value of what it means instead of telling them this or that. For example, what is the most basic reason why somebody that's smart, that understands the way politics work and the way the world works, what is one of the most basic things, most basic reasons why you wouldn't want a narcissist as president? Can anybody answer that question? Tyler, you seem to have a really good firm grasp and good head on your shoulders. Like, honestly, like, if you can answer that, like, it's the sort of thing where, like, there's a lot of times where it's like, we can't even break it down that far. A lot of times people can't. But on the most basic level, there are some things that you can ask yourself about a person. And it's so basic. So Donald Trump, the reason why you wouldn't want somebody like this as president, yeah, and why you have to do this before they even become president. See, we already lost the concurrent. This is why this is dangerous. This is the problem. Like, people just don't care. They don't want to pay attention to what's important. This is so important. And then, like, we just lose everybody. Man, it's like, people don't get it. Donald Trump, you can't... One of the most basic levels, most basic reasons why you can't have somebody like that as a leader of anything. I said it earlier, guys. The most basic reason is because he will never help at all. That's it. Help. Help. Help, help, help. That's it. Guys, you have to realize it is that basic. Somebody who's a narcissist who you can actually even recognize that would so quickly, like, just make fun of somebody else to try to look funny, to try to be funny, to try to stand up in front of you as a president of the United States and not take it as, now I have to be different, now I have to be a leader. The fact that that man would actually get up in front of you and not act like a man should tell you everything you need to know about him. The fact that he would actually get up in front of you and proceed to act like a clown should tell you all you need to know about him. You know, he is the leader. He represents, you know, what you know, like the voices and stuff like that, and he needs to communicate. And he also hires people too that run the country. So when you're electing this guy, and on a very basic level, this guy just can't even understand why it's so important, and care why it's so important, to not just get up in front of you and crack a joke at someone else's expense, just to make fun of somebody. The fact that he doesn't get that. The fact that he is so childish on a basic level. The fact that we have audio recordings of him actually saying childish things in like a middle school sort of manner. Like the fact that like this, like we know plenty about this person to know that he is not mature enough to handle nuclear codes. That's it. It's that basic. How do you not understand that? I can tell you. I can tell you. The guy that drives down the road as fast as he possibly can, every single day, in his gigantic truck, with his gigantic Trump sticker on the back, with his gigantic wheels, with his gigantic salary, and his gigantic family, and by the way, his friend is a cop. So if you call anything in on him, his friend gets him out of it. These are the people voting for Donald Trump. It's literally who I see voting for Donald Trump. It's literally who I see advertising voting for Donald Trump. Anybody else doesn't want to be associated with him at this point. Yeah, like nobody gives a shit. This guy is literally like just gone. Nobody cares. He is a dumpster fire. He is terrible. He lies. Oh, all politicians lie. Not about factual information. And on the same day. Yeah, not about easily Googleable facts. And on the same day. This, let me remind you, this administration literally created the term alternative facts. Yep, as if there was some sort of alternative to a fact. There isn't. There is no alternative to a fact. A fact is a fact because it is in fact a fact. That's it. It is what it is. You can't change it because it just is. So therefore, him denying facts left and right is just him lying. And him getting caught in it, looking like the teenager that lied about not taking the car out. I'm serious. Like, when he's caught in a lie, it's so basic how his mannerisms are. And so, like, that's just it. Like, you guys, you can't even tell me on a most basic level that he's acceptable as a president. He doesn't even look right in a suit. The guy can't even hold himself upright. And I'm talking about composure. I'm not talking about him being too old or having health problems. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about composure. I'm talking about how he holds himself. He's one of those guys that you literally, like, if there was an epitome for somebody that I had as a narcissist, it's literally him. It's literally that guy that is bald but tries all these millions of dollars worth of hair toupees, wears a damn suit that's like 3 sizes too big because he doesn't want to look fat, and then actually stands a certain way so he doesn't look fat. Like, it's literally a guy that denies everything about his own existence that is imperfect. Do you remember when he actually said that he was what did he say? He actually denied, what was it? Oh yeah, he said he was the healthiest person at his age. Yeah, like he was trying to, like, remember when he, like, got those physicals after his presidency, and he literally was just like, yeah, I'm the healthiest person alive. He actually, like, said that. I'm pretty sure that's a quote. And he, like, says things like that. That's the point, is, like, he says things, like, he just says ridiculous things like that that don't make any sense. I'm the healthiest person alive. Like, what does that even mean? Yeah, like, this sounds like something he'd say, too. You know? So, like, when his physicals come out and he's not even honest about, you know? And so, like, I don't know, like, I just can't, I can't understand how, on a basic level, you can accept that, except that the people that do don't care enough about everybody else. They don't care that their decision actually affects things that matter. They don't see it that way. They don't think it does. They, you know what's funny? Instead of finding out why gas prices change, they would rather put a sticker on the gas pump and deface property. That's how Americans are. Do you know how many times I see a Joe Biden sticker pointing at the price on a gas pump that says, I did that? People just buy these things and stick them on the gas pumps and deface them and cause destruction of property charges for themselves. Like, I like, the one time I was actually trying to take the one off because I felt bad. Like, they just deface property. Like, why would you do that? Like, now this employee has to spend, like, his afternoon with Goog on and a rag just because you don't understand how politics work. Like, and this is where I'm at, guys. Like, with Americans, they are so destructive just because they're fucking stupid. That's it. Americans are destructive because they're stupid. They don't know something, and they go out, like literally, that's all it is. If they don't know how something works, they start rioting. Just because they don't know how something... Do you guys remember the attack on Washington? Americans actually thought that they could do that legally. Yeah, they actually thought that that was legal. The people doing that. They really thought that. Yeah, they really thought that they could just commit crimes and get away, like, oh, you're overthrowing the government, you're allowed to do that, it's in the Constitution. No, it isn't. That's what they thought. No, it's in the Constitution that you can use legislation. Yeah, you use legislation to overthrow, not just physically. It's like, that's so stupid. So, like, that's my point, guys. Like, Americans literally need education. They don't understand how things work. And then just become angry. Because they don't know how it works. Because everybody else is smarter than them. So instead of just admitting this as a problem with themselves, moving on, trying to educate themselves with the internet, since it's readily accessible to almost anyone these days, they literally just get in their big trucks, slap their big giant Trump stickers on it, drive as fast and as loud as possible down the road, be obnoxious, and act like idiots. Because the point is, they are angry that everybody else is basically saying that Trump is terrible and stuff like that because they choose not to get it. It's a choice. And then just the few people that remain, you know, linger on supporting Trump, the few people that remain, linger by, that don't fit into that category, I truthfully think are just people that are just in denial. They literally are just so ignorant. They are in denial of the fact. Basically, everybody that's ever tried to shove Donald Trump down people's throats is like so angry that it turns out they were right. Yeah, they were right. So now people can't just admit this and move on. They really can't. And now all they want to do is find something wrong with Biden and make it about that. That's literally all people do. So instead of learning about Biden, and this is a perfect chance for people to actually research what the president does, people pay far more attention to when somebody else is president than when their own guy is president. Do you think Trump supporters paid attention when Trump was president? Nope. They blindly trusted. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. They're only now finding out about this stuff because the trial and everything. So, like, that's just it. They didn't even believe it. They actually thought these things. They actually thought They actually thought it was all just made up. No. This is how ignorant the average American is. They really thought this. I just... the fact that anytime this guy is wrong, he immediately has to deny it, interrupt somebody, or something, like, just like, literally, it's so immediate. The fact that is every freaking time the guy talks, that should tell you everything you need. Like, he is ready to hear that thing that he lied about previously so he can then deny it. That's it. So, like, just everything he talks about is just untruths. So it's like, he's just ready for it. So, why the heck would you want that? Yeah, he's an autocrat. He would love to be president forever. Overthrow the government so that he can be rich, be on top of the world, and be the next Hitler. This guy would love that. Just so you know. And he's actually said it. Yeah, he's actually said that he would love to continue being president. Yeah, like past all that. Yeah, and that's messed up because you should respect our laws, you should respect the Constitution, and you should respect what the courts find out. And you should have enough responsibility to say so. Do you guys remember when Bush said that? When he lost something in court and he said, we're going to respect the courts? I respect that, man. Yeah, I respect anybody that admits they were wrong. That's just it. Donald Trump will literally never, mark my words, never, Donald Trump will literally never admit to a fault. Period. Period. That should be enough. Yeah, like, politicians don't want to admit to faults, obviously. But the point is, at least all of them don't do what he does. And literally are just waiting for you to say the next thing that he lied about so he can deny it. Yeah, most of the time, politicians, presidents, past presidents, a lot of what they do is informing. It's literally what they do. They inform you. The President of the United States, you should look up what the President of the United States does on a daily basis. I think that's partially also what's happening here is Americans don't really understand what the President of the United States does. Americans actually think the President controls gas prices. Yeah, they're that ignorant. They think these things. The President doesn't control gas prices. Yeah, they don't do that. It's regulated. That's the most ridiculous crap I've ever heard. And like you're all acting like idiots. You slap stickers on gas pumps and actually destroy property because you're an idiot. I just... This is how I feel about Americans. They're fucking stupid. Because they destroy things instead of learning. I'm sorry, but it's how I feel. And the only way we get over it is accepting that we're all stupid so that we can start over and learn. It's really the only way that we get past this, guys. Admit that you're one of the stupid ones. I've done it. It's being part of being an adult, being a mature adult, is admitting when you're wrong and moving on from that so you can learn. These adults that vote, they're not adults. I wonder what other problems they have that they can't admit to. Yeah. So there it is. And we've come full circle. Stupidity. People don't want to admit they're stupid. That's it. It shouldn't be an insult. I applaud the two friends that I had that admitted they were dumb all the time to me. I applaud them. Like not actual sarcasm. I'm not being sarcastic. I actually applaud you. You are a good person. Thank you. Because you admit at your shortcomings. You're probably wiser than some smart people. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take experience over smart. Do you guys realize what the difference is? That's the problem. I think people don't know even what the difference between smart and wisdom is. Intelligence and wisdom. Yeah, people don't even know. This is how, like, the average American probably wouldn't even be able to answer that, to be honest with you. So, the fact that the average American doesn't know that difference, too. So, I'm going to tell you guys. And, you know, obviously, it's the sort of thing where intelligence is literally just the ability to figure things out on your own. IQ. Handling that situation. Can you figure it out? Or do you need help? That's it. Are you smart? Do you need a helping hand? Can you figure this out? Or are you smart? That's it. Wisdom is learning. Wisdom is, I've already learned that. I know how to do it. I have experience with it. I have experienced it. You only get wisdom through learning. So I got news for you. The two things go hand in hand. Yeah. So people that are admitting to being stupid, they're actually people that become smart. Yeah. And that's just it. Like, I never thought... I always knew I had a high IQ because I took a test once. I don't like talking about it because people think it's a way of, like, bragging or something like that. But I scored in the genius levels. So, like, for me to just sit here and figure things out, it's very, very simple. And that's the point, is, like, I know that already. I can figure things out. Other people can't. So I try to help. And I try to educate, but I really think that folks just have this problem where they don't want to admit to themselves they are stupid. The sooner you admit this, the sooner you get to not lying to yourself about how stupid you are. The moment you stop doing that, you're going to start looking this stuff up. It's like the very first fucking thing you do. You're going to start looking this stuff up. It really is. That's what happened to me. I was stupid. I jumped to conclusions. I just wanted to vote for the person that sounded the best. That had the most things to say that I thought I wanted to hear. You know, and I just... the charismatic guy. You know? And then I realized, no, I'm being stupid about this. I don't even know this guy. maybe I should research him a little bit and figure out where he's been, who he's talked to, who he's gonna hire. And then I started realizing I've been an idiot. I've looked at politics all wrong. Yeah, I should research this guy's life. I should look at who he's gonna hire. I should listen to what he says, because it's probably what he's gonna try to do. The moment that somebody changes things all the time, says this or that, and then changes it the next day, that's somebody that doesn't have a plan. They're just saying things. That's Donald Trump. He never had a plan. He didn't want to be president. Talking about a narcissist that used to promote his ties. Yeah, he sold ties. And by the way, they were not made in this country. Yeah, they were being made in a sweatshop. And who was it? Not Johnny Carson. Somebody, I think it was Letterman, exposed that. Yeah, when he was running for president, he was trying to promote his ties. And he flipped his tie around and it said, like, made in Vietnam or something like that. And it was like, whoa. So, this guy... And like, what the heck? No, just nobody cares about that? And like, all the stuff with ICE on the border and people complaining about the border and him talking about the wall. And meanwhile, this guy hires illegal immigrants to work at his golf resort, and nobody is like, none of his supporters talk about that. Yeah, that actually happened. Yeah, people are too stupid to realize that actually happened. So then what do they say? Most of the time, if I tell an American something like that when they're talking about the wall, you know what they say? Do you want to hear what they say? Oh, that's fake news. You don't know that. Like, that's literally just what they say. This is the thing that Trump created to excuse everything he's ever done. Oh, it's just fake. Yeah. Oh, it's just fake. Nobody cares about a tie made in Vietnam. Hillary and Obama decided to do Libya and kill its leader. I think that Hillary and Obama in the same statement about destabilizing Libya is completely false, and also you just creating something out of nothing. I'm not even talking about that. So Mason says nobody cares about a tie made in Vietnam when Hillary and Obama decided to destabilize Libya and kill its leader. Yeah, no, I'm not even talking about that. We're not even talking about Obama. So like, this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, people come out of nowhere to defend Trump just by saying, oh, Obama and Hillary. Oh, Obama. Oh, Hillary. Oh, Biden. That's not a debate. You're literally just an idiot saying things. Such a trivial issue like a tie when tens of thousands have been murdered? Because I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about Obama and Hillary. I'm talking about Trump. Let me ask you this. Do you think that I support Obama or Hillary or whatever the destabilization in Libya that you're talking about? Do you think I support that just because you came in here trying to turn the conversation that way? Do you think that of me? Because it sounds like you do. You see where my priorities are? I see where yours are. You're trying to change the conversation to make it look like my priorities are towards like trivial things like ties and stuff like that, when that's literally like just the first thing. That's the first time I mentioned something trivial like that. I'm actually talking about really important things, like the fact that you're actually really uneducated about the subject, it seems. My priorities are towards trivial things. It's not trivial to think that people in this country don't know where other countries are on the map. That's not trivial. People in this country need education. It's also not trivial the fact that everybody tried to overthrow the government with their fists. That's not trivial. It's not trivial that Donald Trump was standing there lying back and forth left and right about public information for COVID. It's not trivial that he literally walked through a park despite Secret Service's suggestion not to while riots were going on, and then they had to tear gas everyone in the park just because the president had a narcissistic moment and wanted to stand in front of a church that was closed to pose with a Bible so that he could look all Christian and stuff. Meanwhile, the people that were protesting peacefully got tear gassed. You're incredibly educated about the Middle East and its history. You're brainwashed, LOL. See, you see what I mean, guys? Oh, and by the way, I'm brainwashed with a D. I'm brained washed. Yeah, I'm brained washed. Yeah, we can't. My priorities are that I'm talking about ties and I'm brainwashed, guys. You see what I mean? The moment we get on politics, everybody hates me. You're a typical American with no knowledge of history. So what? So why am I a typical American with no knowledge of history? What gives you in the hour and 45 minutes that I've been talking about politics that you've known anything about me and my view on politics or anything about my knowledge on history? In the hour and 45 minutes that I've been talking, what gives you that impression? I'm literally not doing that. Yeah, now you're running the stream. Nope, you're just a troll. Not doing it. I asked you a question and you're redirecting. So I asked you to explain to me in the hour and 45 minutes that I've been talking what makes you think I know nothing about history, and you haven't told me. I'm not doing it because I'm uneducated. No, you're just being a troll. You're literally just trying to spin the conversation to something that you think I don't know about, so therefore you can ask me about it. Because you know about it. So therefore you can look really smart in discrediting me. It's actually a common tactic used in politics. Yeah. My talking points are a direct mirror to late night hosts, so what? And? So? Yes, I also reacted to some Jimmy Kimmel stuff. And your talking points are literally on point with every QAnon fucking theorist I've ever talked to. So what's your point? Your point is that you think that I'm uneducated? Okay, great. I'm glad that you think that. So guys, Mason, this guy named Mason thinks I'm uneducated. Just to let you know. I don't know if you guys care about that or not. I certainly don't. But this random troll that came in my chat that's trying to spin things a certain way, he thinks I'm uneducated, so just so you all know. Yeah, just in case you all care about that. He thinks that. So therefore I am. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, really, you don't know anything about the Middle East, so yes, you are uneducated. What is it that I don't know anything? Yes, I don't know anything. He's literally just saying I don't know anything now about the Middle East. So, like, how does he know that? He literally... Guys, this troll, he's literally saying I don't know anything about the Middle East. So how does he know? And then now he's like, go explain this, explain that. Like, this guy thinks he's running my stream now. This is how Trump supporters think. They literally they get so triggered that you have something valid to say. They are so triggered. If you did know these things, you wouldn't share your opinions of the late night hosts. That's not true at all. That has nothing to do with it. If you did know these things, you wouldn't share your... No. That doesn't make any fucking sense. If I knew these things, you're a troll. Go explain Arab Spring. You are nuts. This dude came in my channel and he's just saying these things now. See, like, we had this good stream going, we had some talking points, and now this guy just comes in and tries to, like, spin it a certain way, and he's, like, saying you're nuts. So, like, let me read all of his comments. Let's read all of his comments. Nobody cares about a tie made in Vietnam when Hillary or Obama decided to destabilize Libya and kill its leader. So, just so that we're clear, all I was talking about there, guys, was just basically the fact that, like, this guy is a con artist. And he's conned so many people out of money, so, like, why would you vote for... Like, this is what I'm talking about. Basically, why would you vote for somebody that's a narcissist who goes on a talk show literally to promote his ties? Yeah. So, like, I'm trying to teach people how to vote. You're just an idiot and don't understand the value in what I'm trying to do. So get the fuck off my channel and stop being an idiot. So anyway, the point is, why would you care about such a trivial issue like a tie? Tens of thousands have been murdered. Yeah, so, like, once again, this guy's just like one of those idiot people that just wants to make a really big point. Tens of thousands are murdered. Ah, the Middle East, raw, raw. Guys, I'm not talking about this shit today. We're literally just talking about Donald Trump and his supporters. So it really goes to show how nuts people are. Like, this guy's calling me nuts. He just comes out of nowhere and he starts spamming my chat. By the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 messages before Nightbot could actually get out. Yeah, before Nightbot could get out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Man, all kinds of messages. Yeah, like, this guy's just going on about, like, the Bosnian War and, like, I'm talking about American politics, and I'm trying to educate people on how to better vote for somebody that would literally not be a narcissist. You know, because the idea is that people are really uneducated in this country. And, yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, they need that history lesson. And I didn't get a lot of that history lesson. However, I did watch a lot of History Channel, and I do watch a lot of history related documentaries and stuff. And the funny thing is, no matter what I say to somebody that thinks something, they will always be right in politics. This is just everyone. Anybody that debates you will be right these days. They think they're right no matter what. They cannot have a debate and come to a conclusion where they change their viewpoint. People are literally this ignorant. And you know, like, they think, oh, this, you wouldn't be saying this if this or that. No, the truth is, I grew up the way I grew up, so I view the world the way I view the world. And, you know, a lot of people do have tunnel vision. A lot of people view the world through a very construed view where they think, you know, they're like super safe or super this or that. And you don't realize just how bad it is in other parts of the world and how, you know, it's kind of funny. It's like, for example, like if you go to Korea or China or some of those places, they actually have shirts that say tourist, but in that language. And this is how dumb people are. Like, they don't learn the language well enough, so they go there and they just wear a shirt that says tourist. Meanwhile, people are, like, pointing and laughing at them as they walk by. Yeah. I think it's funny how this guy who's, like, coming on here to try to discredit me, yeah, I can just prove how cultured I am and well-versed I am. Meanwhile, he's just going on about history, things you can easily look up. So, like, it's just bull crap. This is a comedy stream. Ha 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 ha. He says, you are nuts. You think talking about history in the Middle East is a QAnon conspiracy theory? No, I didn't say that. So once again, this guy is this is what people do. This is politics. So this is why I've always avoided the subject, because people literally don't listen. They just interrupt. They want their opinion out there. They don't care about yours. And this guy, while saying I have tunnel vision, is being incredibly narcissistic. He has tunnel vision. He's literally just like, Middle East, Middle East, Middle East. You think that Middle East is a QAnon conspiracy? Middle East, Middle East. Guys, once again, we're not fucking talking about the Middle East. Get the fuck off my channel. Like, I told you we're not talking about the Middle East. I run this channel. You do not. Get the fuck off my channel if you're not going to talk about what we're talking about. I literally said what? I literally said these things? You're literally a moron. I'm not listening. Hey, guys, listen, I'm not listening. This guy is, like, really harassing, isn't he? Maybe we should keep him on. He's really harassing. He's nasty. He's, like, nasty. Now he's saying I'm arguing with myself. And then he goes laughing my ass off. He's, like, really nasty. Why are you so nasty to people? Why did you randomly come on here just to, like, mention the Middle East and talk about something off subject? I was literally trying to educate people on how to properly vote. You don't think that's important? Apparently he doesn't think that's important, because one of the very first things he says is the fact that you're talking about a tie. Yeah, like, he thinks that educating people on the fact that this guy was a con artist and was literally running... Yeah. Yeah, like, and that was what he thought was important while he was running for president. The fact that that's not important should tell you everything you need to know about this person. Yeah, like, that's my point, is, like, that should be important. It is important. I asked why people don't care about Trump's... That's not what I asked. What I said was, why aren't people caring about these things? The fact that he's a con artist. You have no idea. You're just talking, sir. You're digging a hole. He's digging. He's digging. Dig. 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 Oh, there he goes. He called me an idiot. Yeah, he thinks I'm the idiot. See, this is what happens. I tell people I have a genius level IQ, and, like, they just come out of nowhere to try to, like, look really smart. This is the problem. You can't tell anyone anything about politics. So let's see, let's research this guy a little bit. Oh, let's look into you. Mason. I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago. What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago? Yes, I can. Alright, let's go back to 5 minutes ago. What were we talking about? Let's go back to 5 minutes ago. Let's see. About 5 minutes ago, we were probably talking about... Let's see. Yeah, that was about 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Yeah, you were still bitching about the Middle East 5 minutes ago. And I was basically talking about how crazy you were. You said he's nuts. That was 5 minutes ago. So yes, I can. I was talking about how nuts you were. You just randomly came on the channel talking about something else. That was about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, you came in at an hour and 45 minutes, and it's now an hour and 48 minutes. So just so that we're clear, my memory works just fine. Yeah. Yeah. So, guess you look kind of like the idiot now. Yeah. This guy's just a fucking troll. People just can't take the fact that I have a podcast. I think that's what it is. I think they just, like, super jealous. And maybe this is the guy that, you know, has been trying to harass me. Who knows? But this is the sort of thing that I deal with. I deal with very harassing people. You know, if I talk about politics. This guy, he's still watching, by the way. He can't let it go. Yeah, that's his problem. He has a real problem. Like, the fact that he has to come on a channel to say nobody cares about a Thai made in Vietnam when Hillary and Obama decided to destabilize Libya and kill its leader. If you have to say that when I'm just like doing my own thing, talking about a tie that Donald Trump wore on a talk show, and then you're just bringing in Libya and Obama and Hillary, you have no self-control. You're very upset about the fact that you got discredited. Who's discrediting me? Nobody discredited me. You didn't. Yeah, you didn't discredit me. What did you say that discredited me? Yeah, you didn't discredit me. You can't discredit me. You're not good enough. Yeah, that you have to do better than that. That was trash. You know what the fuck you're talking about. That was trash, dude. You just literally came in and just mentioned something completely off topic. He's like, you're very upset. He's like, you're very upset. He's like, you're very upset. It's okay. It will all be okay. This is a troll. Yeah, he's a troll. I'm very upset, yet I'm smiling. It's actually kind of funny. So like the fact that he actually has this just goes to show he's got to be a Trump supporter. So like he's triggered by this and he has no self-control, so he's just sitting here and now he can't leave well enough alone. He's dug a hole for himself. And he's like, "Oh, you're just upset cuz you got discredited." Yeah, guys, I totally got discredited. Yep. Yeah, randomly talking about Obama and Hillary and Libya discredits what I was saying totally. Yep, totally. It's actually not. It's not how you debate. So now he said, "I'm just listening patiently. It's interesting to hear you're crying." So you see what this is. This is a troll. He's trying to trigger a response. So now he mentions me crying so that like that triggers some like response. He wants me to get like mad and flip out. So like basically this is the mindset of Trump supporters. This is what like he's proving it. Like you guys realize this is fucking proof right here. It's so funny. Like this guy's going out of his way to actually harass me and be a troll. And he like literally just won't even leave. So the fact that I would have to block this guy just to get him off my channel shows you that people can't be mature. They can't leave well enough alone. Like, so basically if I had a debate with him in real life, face to face, he wouldn't understand how to walk away from that. Yeah, like this guy, he would flat out not understand. He'd probably try to like fight people. Yeah, he probably like just can't control his behavior. He probably does this a lot to people. Probably a lot. He's reaping the benefits. Something about reaping the benefits, I don't know. He said he already triggered the response. I don't... Oh well. Whatever response he got from me wasn't triggered. Yeah, it was just a response. Oh, I'm glad that you got what you wanted. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Let me see here. It's pretty entertaining. So like basically this is obsessive at this point. This is obsessive at this point. Ah, I see. Okay. I see. So that's where you came from. Mr. Mason. Hey Daniel, what's up? How you doing? It's good to see you. It's good to see you come in with a hi. Yeah, like it's good to see somebody actually come in with a greeting. What is this game? It's not a game. We're talking politics tonight. This is a podcast. I kind of look like a ghoul? Why do I look like a ghoul? Is that a good thing? It's not a good thing to look like a ghoul. Is it my face? Like, it's shaped like that? You're right. I kind of do look like a ghoul, I guess. It is kind of shaped like that, isn't it? Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm fine with that. Too much Jimmy Fallon? Guys, the fact that people don't understand that a talk show host, like, alright, here's the thing. People want to compartmentalize this. The fact that you can't learn something from a talk show host, or like that somebody doesn't have a valid point to offer just because they're Jimmy Kimmel or just because they're Jimmy Fallon, this is people looking at the world like this. That's what that is. That's this guy doing what he's claiming I'm doing. No, Mason, see, you're proving you're a troll. So that's my point, is like, this guy came in here to be a troll. And so, like, that's just it, is like, we can't take what talk show hosts say as, like, alright, this guy knows everything about politics. No, they're just people like us. But you do have to realize that, you know, a lot of these guys, they're really educated. They're probably more educated than you. And they are really well informed. So, I just... Oh, let's see what Nightbot deleted. The fact... Mason, the fact that Nightbot silenced you should tell you everything you need to know about your behavior on my channel. It's very easy to fall victim to popular opinions, especially when they have a platform that is... Yes, absolutely. My thing, though, is, like, there's a difference between basing your entire viewpoint on what one thing that somebody says. And, like this is the problem, is everybody thinks that you need to change your mind about Democrats or Republicans or this or that. That's not the point. The point is freaking vote for the right person. That's it. You should be willing to change your mind. You should be willing to change it, Republican or Democrat. You should be willing to do that. That's the point. Nobody does that. Everybody's like, oh, this guy said this, so I don't know what to think now. You know, like, oh, so what if he said that? Like, Donald Trump has literally sat here and lied to you from fucking day one, and he cons everybody, and he just spouts nonsense and rambles incoherently and makes fun of people. He's nasty. Do politicians normally do that? Not really. Not really. And that's just it. A lot of people are really uneducated and ignorant. So, like, when real politicians talk, they talk over their heads. They really don't understand it. They don't understand legislation talk and stuff like that. So they just hear these big words and they don't understand them. Donald Trump talks, and he's like, oh, it was the worst deal. The worst deal ever, by the way. He just says these things. He's just saying them because they benefit him. So he just says it easily to convince you. So therefore, all he has to do is convince you. You guys are so easy to convince. Michael Does Life. Watch him. Yeah, his entire channel, literally, people just fall for that. It's literally just confirmation bias. Yeah, it is. No, you're right. Sergey, you're right. Unplug all TVs, you're right. It's an American problem. No, it's it is, but it's trickling into the rest of the world. I'm concerned Europe is adapting this, and I'm concerned that South Koreans are starting to like American culture too much, and I don't like how it's trickling. You know, we need more responsibility than that in office. And you know, like I'm not gonna like say that I'm a Democrat or that I'm a Republican, because I'm really not either. But like when you talk about Biden versus Trump, a lot of what you want to look at, you know, even Hillary versus Trump, a lot of what you want to look at, anybody versus Trump really, a lot of what you want to look at is who they're going to hire to run the country. That's it. Pay attention to those debates. Look at who they're, like, actually research these things. You know, you can look up, like, when a president's running, when somebody's running, you can actually look up who they plan to hire as this person and this person. Like, nobody does that. South Koreans are bots, bro. I went there. Are they? You're talking about North Korea, dude. South Koreans are bots. No, you're talking about North Korea. South Koreans are not bots. That's North Korea. I don't know what part of South Korea you went to. Yeah, no, not Seoul. What do you mean by super bots? You mean like socialism? Because that's not the case. Yeah, I've done my research. Not only that, but like you can literally do, all you guys have to do is look up, like, there's all kinds of people that do like walking shots down like streets and like popular sections. All you'd have to do is watch somebody walk through a popular street in Seoul or an area like that, and just see all of the various different products and stuff like that that they have to offer, and know that they're not like a socialist controlled environment. Oh, it's a dump. Well, I can understand like places like that existing. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just talking about like Seoul and like some of the built up places. Cause like, you know, South Korea has Samsung, they have Hyundai. Like they're not controlled like North Korea is. Did I vote Biden or Trump? I'm not talking about that. It's basically like little, yeah. And I would advise you not to do the same. Yeah. By telling people who you vote for, this gives people power. Don't let people manipulate you with politics. Actually debate people and remove that from it. If you do that, you know, you're being smart. Would I vote for either Trump or Hitler? Neither. Yeah, neither. I would write something in. Yeah, I would write something in. I'm not choosing. Yeah, sorry. I don't play games like that. That's a lose-lose game, dude. Yeah, nobody wins in that scenario. I certainly don't win picking a choice in that scenario. Mason, I have a question for you. Talking about the stuff in Libya and all that, why is it that you think that the United States should have anything to do with Libya? Are you an Ice Poseidon fan? And then re-signed after... Wait, hold on. Wait, Dan Andrews did? See, Mason, that's just it. You can't, my point, so you just proved my point, dude. I'm not trying to be rude. You proved my point, though. You did not come in here to actually have a constructive debate. I just, like, they shouldn't. So, like, my point is, like, I just feel like all you're gonna do is literally just go down the road of they shouldn't, and that's your viewpoint, and you won't listen to literally anything else. Adolf Hitlerino, yes, that's what I figured, yeah. So, like, that's just it, is, like, people think what they think, and that's it. So, Mason, I think it's funny that you have tunnel vision, yet you project that onto me. And I'm not trying to be rude, I really think that that's what it is. You have tunnel vision, you view the world, you know, like, in such a way that you think that Obama and Hillary are this way. And yeah, clearly you're from Milan, so you have some sort of viewpoint of them. Your media or whatever it is that you research, you know, tells you this, and so therefore you now think this, and that's it. Nobody will convince you otherwise. Yeah, so, like, my point is, like, I don't get into that because I also agree that, like, our foreign policy here is garbage, and we should stop meddling. But then all at the same time, Donald Trump did the opposite. He said he wasn't going to meddle, and then he did. He got rid of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, claiming it was, like, the worst deal and blah 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 blah, and people in other countries celebrated when, like, that was a bad thing for us, and, like, he sold you all on this. And my thing is, like, while Mason, you are right about the fact that we shouldn't involve ourselves in some things, it's not about that. It's not as simple as all that sometimes. And a lot of it comes down to putting pressure on certain military regimes because they're acting a certain way towards a whole innocent country, if that makes sense. Like, let's say Libya just had complete chaos regimes that you didn't know about. And their media was covering it up, but obviously our media knows about it, and we have plenty of intelligence, so that we go in and we just take care of things, and we try to take care of things. Maybe it doesn't go as planned. And then everyone blames Obama. Blah, 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 blah. At the same time, I do agree that, like, we need to stay out of that stuff. We got enough of our own problems, so why the heck are we meddling? See, that's you're proving that you have a problem. I just... You're yeah. I think you're just focusing on the wrong things. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I think your issue is just that, like, literally you become obsessed with this one big idea. And then that's it. That's fact for you. So you memorized someone's speech? That's pretty obsessive. I don't do those things. Do you like speeches? Do you give them? Are you like an English, or I'm sorry, a language teacher of some kind? Like that's where I would have to ask those questions and wonder why you memorized it, you know, like things like that. Like, for example, I memorized the Gettysburg Address, but I had to. Like, that was something I had to do for school. Okay, so you're starting, like, that's just it. You're his biggest, so we shouldn't be fans of these people. Yeah, they shouldn't have fans. They should have supporters that believe in them. And that's the disconnect. Donald Trump also has fans. That's the problem. Shouldn't be a damn celebrity. Literally should just be our representative that we vote for, that speaks on our behalf and has our best interest in mind. Donald Trump's a damn narcissist. He doesn't have anybody's best interest in mind except his own. He was almost bankrupt. Courts have proven that now. And, you know, Celebrity Apprentice was about to go off for the air, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you guys know what I'm going to say, all of a sudden, he ran for president. Yeah, he was broke. He needed a publicity stunt. So he ran for president. Simple as that. Rest is history. He didn't think he'd get it. Nobody did. Look at the numbers. Like, everybody talked about this. Like, nobody expected that. Even him. And their hearts dropped, I think. Like, he didn't even expect to win. Like, nobody... It was crazy. I remember his speech, too, after he won. Yeah. He looked pretty vulnerable. He looked like he did not expect to be there. So, anyway, I appreciate the support, guys. I gotta get going. I gotta end the stream. I gotta end the podcast. I hope it was somewhat informative. I hope that you guys learned something about basically, I mean, we had some great examples here about how a lot of folks view certain things, and about how, you know, hard it is to debate these days because everybody is very passionate about their own viewpoint. And, you know, just, you know, Mason was too, you know, and just wanted to sort of insult me at first. And, you know, we just have to get past those things and try to be civil instead of, you know, trying to combat each other, you know, find common ground. That's so important. Thank you, everybody. Sergey, thank you for coming in. Now they speak Chinese. I don't... Oh, Aussies. That's funny. Yeah, Sergey, that, thanks for stopping in. It was good to talk with you as well. Daniel, I see you too. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't want to play your little game. I apologize. Thank you, guys. We're going to do some more podcasts, politics related. I'm going to keep the gaming content to gaming, though, so please do not come on my gaming content and ask me about politics, or you will probably get blocked. Yeah. You can ask me, like when we're going to do it again, and, like, you can, like, talk about that. Like, just, you know, like, that's fine, but, like, don't expect me to talk about politics on my gaming content. Expect me to talk about games and other stuff. Because I want to separate those. Politics is just one of those things where you need to separate it. There needs to be a separation. You can't include it with anything else. It has its way of lurking in. You have to get away from it at times. I gotta get going, but that's actually, I think, a lot of why these folks exist. Like Colbert, Kimmel, a lot of these people that make funny out of politics, the reason for that is because that's their way of dealing with it. They have to mentally laugh at how stupid the average person is. That they can't get how easy this is to see for some people. Some people, you just see it. It's just so obvious. And then everybody else just misses it. So for some of us, I think that's what it is. You have to make comedy out of it, or what you're gonna go insane, because people just miss the frickin' point so much. So I think that's what it is a lot of times with Colbert, you know, and some of those comedy people, like literally they're just using facts. They just use real, actual reported facts, and then just tell a joke. And a lot of times they don't even need to tell a joke. A lot of times politics are hilarious enough these days. I mean, SNL did it too, where they just, you know, made politic jokes and stuff. But anyway, which I bet you guys didn't even know. Colbert was actually a writer on SNL for a long time. But you guys didn't even know that. Yeah, Steve Carell, Colbert. Yeah, they were. TV Funhouse. Anybody watch TV Funhouse? That was them. Actually, TV Funhouse, Ambiguously Gay Duo. That, believe it or not, that was Stephen Colbert and Steve Carell. They voiced those and wrote it. Anyway, just a little tidbit there, a little stupid piece of knowledge that you guys didn't need. Gotta end the stream. Take care, everybody. Appreciate everybody that stopped in and said, you know, at least hi, or, you know, be positive. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Take care. I'll see you next time.